Back in 2020, when no one on the internet was talking about psychology as a real career, I was. Ever since then, each year I've made multiple videos on psychology and guiding psychology students into various colleges, into various courses, undergrad, masters, all of those things. However, just a couple of days back, I was on a call with one of my students and she was taking guidance from me. She had just finished her undergrad from a really good college in psychology and she said, "Kavach, I'm not happy." And I was taken by a shock. I was like, whoa, why is that the case? Like, you've done psychology in a very good college, you've studied all of those things. But she was unhappy for multiple reasons. And then I got, completely taken away, and I thought I need to research more. If whatever she's telling me is the truth, then I also need to guide you guys about the same. After that, I think I've had minimum 22 calls where I've talked to the students, undergrad, masters, the ones who are in the field, all of those things. And yes, there is a little bit of bad news that I want to share with you. Again, please understand that this is not a video where I demotivate you. I am still a proponent of psychology as a career, and that is why I'm going to be telling you also why is psychology one of the most underrated careers in India. However, everything comes with terms and conditions. So the first half of the video, I am going to tell you what are the problems that the current students who are studying psychology or are in the field of mental health face. Why am I telling that to you is because once you know about it, you will be a lot more clearer. You will know the genuine struggles that students are facing. And after that, I will obviously tell you of, what do I feel about it? What are the solutions? How can we go about it? Where does the opportunity lie? So make sure you watch this video till the very end. Let's get started. Number one problem that students are facing and struggling when it comes to psychology as a field is that they believe it is a very long training practice. And yes, guys, please understand, if you are choosing psychology as a career, it is a marathon. It is not a sprint. If you feel it's valid as well when you compare your career with that of an engineer. You feel, okay, 4 years of education sorted, or a BBA student, 3 years of education sorted. However, here you have to do your undergrad, you have to do your masters, you have to do your MPhil, you need to get a license. So yes, this is a genuine struggle that students told me that Kavach, it is very long path that we have to go through when it comes to education and training and all of those things, and that sometimes can be very, very draining in nature. Second problem that students today are facing is that practical exposure in this field is lacking. And I 100% agree with it. Guys, a lot of the colleges still think psychology as a very theory related course. Come to class, study, give your exams, go home. But that is not the case of how a psychologist needs to build a career. You need to have multiple client hours. You need to have supervised practice. You need to be on the ground. You need to do multiple things, which in today's time in our education system, a lot of the tier 2, tier 3 colleges are not doing. A lot of them are just purely making money and thinking it as a theory course, which is not the case. And you need to be very well prepared for it, because psychology is very, very practical in nature. It is a science and you need to practice it. Just reading theory is not enough. And you might think that, okay, if Kavach is saying tier 2, tier 3 colleges, so in good colleges or tier 1 colleges, this problem will not be there. No, guys, that is not true, because the student that I was talking to was from tier 1. A lot of the students in the group that I was talking to were also from tier 1, and there also this problem exists where there is literally no practical exposure at all. Then, one of the good things that happen in a good college that you're studying is that you're technically qualified, but then the reality is you are still practically unprepared, which again will not set you well in terms of your long-term career. Third problem, and this literally everybody that I talked to said agreed, this has a very low paying salary at the start. A lot of the people that I talk to, they are currently working. They are trying to get the experience. Some of them are working in hospitals, some of them are working in corporate, and they said that Kavach, the initial salary sometimes is as low as 15,000 rupees a month. And obviously this is not a very good news, because 15,000 में क्या आता है यार? What do you get in 15,000 rupees? If you and your friends go out for dinner one night, your individual share will be minimum 1,000 to 1,500 rupees. Minimum. And now imagine if you're in a metro town, you need to pay your rent, you need to buy groceries, you also need to have money for your living, and you also need to save. How does this happen in 15,000 rupees a month? And this is one of the major complaints that students had. Some of them even told me that Kavach, a lot of the companies were giving us the job, they're saying as internship or come work with us, but for the first 6 months, because we are training you, you will not get any money. So you practically are working for free. And this was definitely very, very dissatisfying to hear and understand. Now guys, if you've watched this video so far, then I'm pretty sure you are very serious about building a career in psychology. And these problems that students told me exist, and that is why I wanted to share it with you. However, I still believe psychology is one of the most underrated careers in India, and here are my 4 points that I want you to listen and understand. Number 1 is that the demand of mental health is at an all-time high. Look around you. Students are having traumas. Families are getting separated, divorces, this, that. There are multiple problems that are happening. AI coming into the picture. Loneliness is really increasing, and that is why people need to talk to people. People need to vent their heart out. A lot of people have normalized therapy now, which was considered a taboo before. So it is at a growing stage. Now, please understand that every career goes through its fair shares of struggle till it becomes mainstream. And psychology right now is classic example of that, and it is going through that. But metro towns, a lot of the things have changed, and likewise in tier 2, tier 3 towns, things will change in the near future. If you compare yourself with somebody who would have finished psychology in 2017, 2018, they would have had a very struggling life. But the ones who are finishing now, I still feel it is better. And one reason is because there is genuine demand and people have normalized therapies and everything. Along with that, corporate wellness programs and multiple training and developments and so many things that are happening where you guys can put yourself in. Second silver lining or a good news little bit is that this system is also trying to fix itself. I don't know how many of you know about it, but there is something called as RCI, which stands for Rehabilitation Council of India, and basically they are the supreme court when it comes to everything to do with psychology, mental health, all of those things. And I have talked to a few senior members from there, and I'm glad that they are also on the right path. Obviously, psychology was taken by a storm, after 2020 and everything, but the government has come up with a lot of mandates around it. Like, I'm pretty sure you guys would know that they specifically launched BSc Clinical Psychology for science students so that they can fast track the career. They also want a lot of mental health people in the industry, and that is why they're trying to shorten this time of education. Obviously, it's going to take time because you know India and you know everything, but it is still happening, which is a good thing. There is a body that is trying to bring up frameworks, that is trying to bring up systems, which again becomes better for you guys. Third, and this is genuinely a very good news for all you people who want to pursue psychology or trying to build a career in it. Psychology as a career is being demanded in other careers as well, in other fields as well, in other industries as well. HR, marketing, training and development, personality, life coaching, UI UX design, product management. All of these places always had doors shut for people from psychology, or we don't need it, or you are not required here, but they are bringing in people. For marketing, they love people who have understood consumer psychology, or for product management, they want people who can understand the consumers well, or can understand the product well and see of how it fits in right with the right target audience and all of those things. So this is a very good thing. That means if you guys do psychology and you're not interested in the hardcore clinical psychology or counseling psychology or forensic psychology or neuropsychology, you can look into parallel careers in marketing, in human resources, in UI UX design and product management, and this again can be a great combination. Fourth reason, and I am a big proof of that, is that demand for psychology in academia is increasing. That means for a lot of people who don't want to become psychologists but want to go back to academia, who want to go back to becoming teachers or professors, your demand is increasing. You guys know that I literally tour colleges every single day, and when I go and I talk to the chancellors there, vice chancellors there, the heads of departments, psychology looks very optimistic, and they want to hire more faculty, more lecturers, more teachers in their respective colleges and schools, which is a very good thing. Now, how can you go about it? There is something called as UGC NET exam that you can give. There is this TET exam, which is a teacher eligibility test. You can give these exams, and from there, you can look into B.Ed and everything like that, and then get back to academia, work with universities, work with colleges. And by the way, they also pay you well. Maybe not at the start, but towards the end, or once with good experience where you're adding value, you can genuinely get paid a lot. Now, the last point, and again, I know this is going to be a little bit controversial in nature, but I also believe that the salaries are rising. Yes, at the very start of the video, I told you that some people are getting 15,000, 20,000 rupees, but some, not everybody. There are people who also, in the group of 22 people that I talked to, have gotten salaries of 30, 35, 40,000. I know that is also not enough if you're staying in Mumbai, Delhi, Pune, Bangalore, but it is better. It is rising. Some people also told me with a few years of experience, they are getting 50 to 60,000 rupees. With 3 to 4 years of experience, some of them are getting 70 to 80,000 rupees. Yes, again, when you compare it with other industries, it might be less. That Kavach, one of my friends who became an engineer, is earning this much money. We are not earning. Like I told you, the field is going through its fair share of struggle, but the ray of hope or the good part is the salary is rising. Now, please guys understand, one of the patterns that I decoded is that people who did psychology from good colleges, who had good internships, were the ones who were telling me, no, Kavach, our starting salary was 35. No, Kavach, I am getting 50 to 60,000 rupees. No, Kavach, few of my seniors in the field are making 1 lakh plus right now. That means, and again, I always keep telling you guys, please, if you want to do psychology, do BSc Psychology honors. If you want to do psychology, please do it from good colleges of the country. If you want to do psychology, please make sure you have enough practical on-ground experience with internships and multiple projects and, supervised hours and all of those things. So yes, guys, I'm almost towards the end of my video. Just one last thought that came to my mind, and again, I wanted to share with you. Definitely, money is less in the field right now compared to a BBA, BCom, all of those things. But I'm pretty sure a lot of the people who want to do psychology, money might not be their only motivation. All I'll say is, if you try to do well in the industry, you will be getting good money. That we've seen across. Not every engineer gets paid the same money, not every BBA graduate gets the same money, not every MBA graduate gets the same money. You know who gets more money and you know who gets less money. So think about it properly. If you have any doubts, questions, queries, make sure you comment below and I'll be more than happy to reply. If you want to see me personally for my personal guidance and doubt clearing session, you along with your parents or anybody, you're most welcome. Please check the link in the description below for that. If you like this video, make sure you give me a thumbs up. Do follow me on Instagram. I'll see you all with another video. Take care, guys. Bye bye.